Actress, writer, producer Issa Rae's wildly successful HBO series Insecure back for a second season this Sunday. Of course, it set social media on fire every week, making season 2 one of the most anticipated shows of the year. Back in February, of course, we sat down with Issa Rae for a primetime special. 1 hour conversation. We're going to bring you parts of that over the next week. Here is part 1.
We're just going to pick up where the story left off. You know, to be honest, we're just going to continue to tell real stories. And when you think about, if you were in the situation that Issa was in, or Lawrence was in, or Molly is in, think about what you would do, and it'll probably happen to a certain degree. But we just want to tell realistic stories about young black people. And you'll continue to see that in the seasons beyond. And you're going to see a finite story. I want that to be clear. I don't want this show to be like, you know, 100 episodes in a movie. We're telling a very specific story of growth, and you're going to see that reflected through these characters.
How important also is it to be able to show the complexities of black love?
We don't get to see it. And, you know, for me, it's like, it's something to aspire to. You know, the relationships are certainly dysfunctional, but there are relationships. And again, they're real relationships. And I think that's why people related so hard. I had friends of mine who were in relationships and watched the show and got triggered. And to me, that's, to see themselves reflected on screen and to be able to say, oh, these people are going through what I've been through, it kind of normalizes our experiences and the black experience in general. And I think that's what we've also set out to do, to show our experiences are just as beautiful and just as nuanced as other people's.
What else you want to do?
Everything, dude. I want to do more stuff behind the scenes. I want to explore other mediums. I want to, of course, go into film. I want to go into, I want a studio at the end of the day, you know? Oprah's a role model, just for all that she's done, but I want to do it behind the scenes and in front of the screen. Who knows? But I feel like the possibilities are endless.
What does it mean for you? You mentioned a little bit earlier, to be able to partner with a Larry Wilmore?
Oh man, he's a legend. He's really had a footprint, and what I respect the most about him is just how willing he is to just throw out the book, you know, throw out what he knows, just having all the experience that he has had, you know, coming up through classic television, and then even working on this show and the shows that he's, like Even Blackish and what he's been working on. He relies on what he knows, but he's also like, okay, if I don't know anything about this, let's make the rules. Let's make new rules. And it allows him to continue to be innovative and fresh. And for me, sometimes I hold on to stuff. I'm like, but it's working, and this is a specific thing. And to be able to just like rip it up and start over is just kind of refreshing and takes courage to do. And that's the courage he definitely has and has passed on to so many other people.
As an 11-year-old black girl out there who's a bit awkward,
a bit,
who is growing up in a much different social media age than you did,
ooh,
what do you say to her, who is being told by friends, who is being told by family, I'm not quite sure you really should focus on doing that?
Shake the haters off, girl, because you got this. I'm so glad I didn't have social media, the same social media that we have now, because I was already like cyber-hoeing at a young age.
What, can you define?
I was catfishing people when I was young, at 11. You know, I was catfishing in the 90s. Catfishing just happened now. So I can only imagine I would have been caught out there in these streets.
You were catfishing people at 11.
Yeah. I was an awkward black girl.
Okay, all right.
The judgment is palpable. Wow. But, you know, I made it out.
Okay, so
I'm here.
So since you were cyber-hoeing, so what was your most creative catfishing thing? I'm not doing that. I'm not. No, were you like a 34-year-old?
I was a 34. I was a
longshoreman from Boston.
19 was like my sexy age.
Okay, all right.
at 11. I was like, you know, people would ask me ASL, age, sex, location, and I'd be like 19, female, Cali. And I'm embarrassed now because, and this is no reflection, but I was a 19-year-old white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. Ugh, I want to throw up. But that's the kind of that's not seeing reflections of myself on television, because I was going to 90210 and looking at what Kelly or Brenda, whatever the name was, looked like. You know what I'm saying? So, ugh, I'm so embarrassed. I am. But I'm me now. I don't pretend anymore.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no. That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.